Hello, welcome to BackToCoding. This part is in continuation of the previous part, so go ahead, watch it first and then come back to this video again. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and bell icon so that whenever I publish a video, you get notified instantly about it. In our previous video, we explored the layout editor and cleared the constraints. Now let's see how to resize a view. The layout editor offers resizing handles on all four corners of a view to resize the view quickly. You can drag the handles on each corner of the view to resize it, but doing so hard-codes the width and height dimensions, which you should avoid for most views because hard-coded view dimensions cannot adapt to different content and screen sizes. Instead, use the Properties pane on the right side of the layout editor to select a sizing mode that doesn't use hard-coded dimensions. The symbols inside the square represents the height and width settings. The horizontal size control, which appears in two segments on the left and right side of the square, specifies the layout width. Vertical view size control. The vertical view size controls, which appears in two segments on the top and the bottom sides of the square, specifies the layout height property. The angles indicate that this size control is set to wrap content, which means the view will expand exactly as needed to fit its content. Follow the steps to resize the show count view. Click the show count view in the component tree pane. Click the horizontal view size control in the properties pane. The straight line changes to spring coils, which represents any size. The layout width property is set to 0 because there is no set dimension, but the view can expand as much as possible to meet constraints and margin settings. You will use this setting to anchor the size of the view to constraints, but first continue to experiment with settings. Click the horizontal view size control again, either left or right side, just to see what other choices you have. The spring coil changes to angles, indicating that the layout width is set to wrap content. Click the horizontal view size control again and it toggles back to the straight line, indicating a fixed dimension. Click it again so that the lines change to spring coils, which means any size. Now we will add constraints to views. You will add a constraint to the show count view so that it stretches to the right edge of the layout, and another constraint so that the view is positioned just below the top edge of the layout. Since the view was set to any size in the previous step, the view will expand as needed to match the constraints. You will also move the two buttons into position on the left side of the show count view, constrain the button toast button to the top and left edges of the layout, and constrain the button count button so that its text baseline matches the text baseline of the show count view. To create a right side constraint for the show count view, click the view in the layout and then hover over the view to see its constraint handles. Click and hold the constraint handle on the right side of the view and drag the constraint line that appears to the right edge of the layout. As you release from the click and hold, the constraint is made and the show count view jumps to the right edge of the layout. Click and hold the constraint handle on the top side of the view and drag the constraint line that appears to the top edge of the layout under the app bar. This constrains the view to the top edge. After dragging the constraint, the show count view jumps to the top right edge of the layout because it is anchored to both the top and right edges. Click the button toast view and use the properties pane as shown previously to resize the view to wrap content for both the layout width and layout height. Also, resize the button count view to wrap content for both the layout width and layout height. You use wrap content for the buttons so that if the button text is localized into a different language, the button will appear wider or thinner to accommodate the word in the different language. Drag the button toast view into position on the left side of the show count view. Guides appears so that you can snap the view into position against the top and left margins. Select the button toast view button in the layout and click the constraint handle that appears on the top of the view. and drag it to the top edge of the layout under the app bar. Then click the constraint handle that appears on the left side of the view and drag it to the left side of the layout. Select the button count view. Click the constraint handle that appears on the left side of the view and drag it to the left edge of the layout. To create a baseline constraint between the button count view's text baseline and the show count view's text baseline, select the button count view. Then hover over the view's baseline handle for 2 seconds until the handle blinks white. Then click and drag the constraint line that appears to the baseline of the show count view. You now have a layout in which each view is set to non-specific dimensions and constrained to the layout. One button's text is aligned to a text view's baseline so that if you move the text view, the button moves with it. Although the show count view already has 2 constraints, you can add another constraint to it. Drag a constraint line from the constraint handle on the left side of the view to the right side of the button count view. Run the app. The layout conforms to its constraints. That's it for this video. We'll continue in the next part. Keep watching BackToCoding and don't forget to check my other videos which can be helpful to you.